Sir, in the last video we covered when we should go for string buffer. Already string concept is there. Now I have to explain what are various important constructors are there in string buffer. Observe that, sir, important constructors of string buffer. But before discussion of these constructors, there is one small point I have to discuss. What is that is very important, sir. If I can take string S is equal to Durga or new string of Durga, I'm taking, sir, no issue, either literal style or even with the new operator, yes, no issue. Sir, Durga, string S is equal to new string of Durga. Now we are creating what? String object. Yes, what is the content? What is the content? Durga is the content. Now I want to create string buffer object for the same content. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Like this I'm taking. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Like this, right? Now here if you observe, SB is the reference variable for the Durga. Okay, well. There is one small point you have to highlight. You require to understand this point, sir. Sir, once we create string object, is there any chance to change its content? No. String object is always what? Immutable. Are you getting? String object is always what? Immutable. You can't change the content. Now, if you can't change the content, then the length, what is the length, sir? 5. What is the capacity? Capacity of this string is always 5 only because you can't add something, you can't remove something. Are you getting right? So whatever number of characters are there at the beginning, that is the final. Are you getting? So that's why length means 5, capacity means 5. You can't add some other. This is the only capacity. That's why capacity, such a type of terminology, is the same as a length. That's why in string, we never going to use the word capacity. Because length, capacity, everything is always same. Size, everything is always same, right? But for the string buffer, there is a small difference there. Can you please tell what is the length? What is the length? How many characters are there? Yes, length is 5, sir. Length is 5. So now, is it possible to add some more characters or not? Yes, you can add. In the case of string buffer, you can add something in the existing object only. Sir, max, how many characters it can accommodate? This is string buffer. How many characters it can able to accommodate? That the number of characters is called capacity. Are you getting it? That number of characters is called capacity. Remember this one. That's why length concept is the different, capacity concept is the different. Length means the number of characters already present, but capacity means total how many characters this object can able to hold. This string buffer can able to hold is called capacity. Suppose best example, there is a classroom is there, sir. Assume carefully. There is a classroom is there. In this classroom, max 100 members can able to accommodate. 100 members can able to accommodate. Can accommodate, sir, capacity of this 100 members. So total how many students can sit in this classroom? 100 members. But currently only 20 members only there. Only 20 members only there. Remaining 80 chairs are vacant. Can you please tell, sir, if it is the string buffer, what is the length? What is the capacity? Observe the difference, right? Length means currently how many students are there in this classroom. Currently how many characters are there. Okay, these 20 members is the length. Next, sir, total how many members can accommodate? This classroom can accommodate total how many members? Is 100 members. Up to 100 members you can sit, man. This 100 is nothing but capacity. Remember this one. So if it is a string, you can't add something, you can't remove something. So that's why capacity, such a type of terminology, generally, we never going to discuss in the case of string. But in the case of string buffer, length is the different, capacity is the different. Please make sure you should have clear clarity. Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand, right? Okay. So that's all. So while talking about constructors, this is a small point you have to aware. In string buffer, length is the different, constructors is the different. Clear, right? Now let me explain the constructors of string buffer. Sir, first constructor. Okay, observe carefully. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. Sir, we are creating an empty string buffer object. Sir, an empty string buffer object, but what is the default initial capacity? Very, very important, sir. What the default initial capacity is 16 is the default initial capacity. Are you getting? Once we create an empty string buffer object, how many objects, how many characters it can able to accommodate? 16 characters it can able to accommodate. Remember that. Suppose, sir, these 16 characters completed. Suppose assume that 16 characters completed. So if the string buffer is full, but still we are trying to add 17th character. 17th character. What will happen is, in the case of collections, what will happen? Same concept is going to be happen here. Once a string buffer is full of its capacity, a new string buffer object will be created. A new string buffer object will be created with a bigger capacity. All these 16 characters will be copied. Plus this 17th character will be placed and this SB point into this object. Are you getting? Now automatically this object by default eligible for garbage collection. But this total thing is going to be happen internally. We are not required to worry. Are you getting? But so for the existing, so you can able to add, you can able to accommodate. But internally, a new object will be created with a bigger capacity. This total is going to be happen internally. Now my question is, take very special care. What is the capacity of this new okay string buffer object? Very simple. New capacity is equal to current capacity plus 1. Current capacity plus 1 into 2, sir. Current capacity plus 1 into 2. Sir, the 16 already completed. 16 plus 1, 17. 17 into 2, its value is nothing but what? 34. Are you getting? 16 plus 1, 17 into 2, its value is 34. Everyone can able to understand? Observe very carefully, sir. Now, once a 16 completed, what is the next capacity? 34. Assume 34 also completed. Now, a bigger string buffer object will be created. What is the capacity of this one, sir? So, very simple. Current capacity plus 1 into 2. Current capacity 34 plus 1 into 2 means 70 is the next capacity. So, at the beginning, 16 capacity, next 34 capacity, next 70 capacity. Sir, these are internal things at memory level. What will happen? But anyway, I will show all these things with respect to the program. Don't worry, sir. Code wise, I will execute and I will show these capacities also, right? So now just let me show with a small example so that we can able to understand a bit clearly, like you people may feel. Here, see this one. See, observe carefully, right? I want to create an empty string buffer object. Are you getting? I'm creating an empty string buffer object. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. That's all I created. An empty string buffer object. Now I will ask, hey, what is the capacity of this string buffer? What is the default initial capacity? Respond, man. Why you are silent? What is the default initial capacity? Default initial capacity is 16. Default initial capacity is 16. Now, system.out.println SB dot capacity. Are you getting SB dot capacity? Then what is the default initial capacity? 16. Practical proof internally. What is the default initial capacity? If I execute this code, 16 is the answer we are going to get. Clear, right? Do you want me to execute? Observe carefully. Here. Here observe that a bit carefully, sir. String buffer, SB is equal to new string buffer, system.out.println, SB dot capacity. Okay. Now let me execute this code, sir. The code compiles fine. The code compiles fine. And what is the output we are going to get, sir? Do you know? 16. 16 itself is the answer. Regarding what the answer we are going to get? 16 itself is the answer. So the important conclusion. What is the default initial capacity for the string buffer? 16. Clear? Now let me add 16 characters. Okay. SB dot append. SB dot append of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Are you getting? Sir, total how many characters are there? Can you please count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you getting total? 16 characters I added, sir. Okay, well. So after adding 16 characters, what is the capacity? What is the capacity? System.out.println SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. After adding 16 characters, what is the capacity, sir? Sir, very simple. The capacity is still 16 only. Because the reason is, when the new string buffer object will be created, whenever we are trying to add 17th character, but up to 16 only, sir, it can able to accommodate 16 characters, no problem at all. Now what is the capacity? 16 only. Okay, well, sir, now let me add the 17th character. Regarding SB dot append of, here Q I'm taking, sir. So up to P 16 character. Now I'm trying to add 17th character. Whenever string buffer reaches its max capacity, a bigger string buffer object will be created internally with the what capacity, sir? Current capacity plus 1 into 2. Current capacity plus 1 into 2. Now system.out.println SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. If I can take like this, what is the answer, sir? 16 plus 1 into 2. Its value is 34. Remember that its value is 34. Sir, where is the proof? Can you please execute this code? Like you may ask. Observe carefully, right? Here. Sir, let me add some characters. SB dot append of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay. Total 16 characters I added. Are you getting 16 characters I added, right? After adding 16 characters, what is the capacity? What is the capacity? Now, have you observed, right? Still 16 only. Still 16 only. Okay. Now, let me add the 17th character. Are you getting? So, if I'm trying to add 17th character, sir, default initial capacity full. A new string buffer object will be created with the new capacity, current capacity plus 1 into 2. 16 plus 1 into 2 means 34. Now, observe what the answer we are going to get. Okay. Here, happily the code compiles fine. Now the capacity will become 34. Are you getting right? Sir, any doubt? Any doubt up to this? Now, how many characters it can able to accommodate, sir? 34 characters it can able to accommodate now. Okay, now, let me add 34 characters. Let me add 34. Already 17 is there. 17 is there. Now, let me add, okay, another 17. Okay, another 17. 17 plus a 17. What about total? 34 characters. 17 plus 17, total 34. 34, right? Sir, 34, what is the capacity? So up to 34, it has capacity, right? That's why no problem. Until 34, it can able to accommodate, right? What is the answer? What is the answer? Here, observe carefully. Observe carefully. Still 34 only. Still 34 only. Okay. Let me add the 35th character. 35th character. So 34 max capacity already completed. Still you are trying to add 35th character. What will happen, sir? 34 current capacity plus 1 into 2. Into 2. 34 plus 1, 35. 35 into 2 means 70 capacity. This is the next level capacity, right? Now let me cross check. Here what I'm trying to take is, okay, happily the code compiles fine. Now it will become 70. Again, now it will become 70. This is what you people should be aware, how the growable nature is coming for the StringBuffer because of internal this story. Clear, right? What is the default initial capacity for StringBuffer? Respond. What is the default initial capacity for StringBuffer? 16. If a StringBuffer reaches its max capacity, a bigger StringBuffer object is going to be created with what capacity? Current capacity plus 1 into 2 is the formula. You people should aware clearly. Sir, I hope practical proof also I covered. Do you know, I thought that in my regular classes, unnecessary, this much internal things I'm explaining, like that I felt unnecessary student time. I'm wasting, like I have some feeling. One fine day, one student came, sir, today I attended interview. In the interview room, interview person asked, what is the default initial capacity for StringBuffer? So once a StringBuffer reaches its max capacity, internally what will happen? Can you please explain? Then immediately, this person already aware, he explained, he gave left and right to the interview person. Interview person felt very happy. So sometimes in the interview room, you require to talk about these internal things also. That's why you people should have clear clarity about this terminology. So first constructor, is the clear for all of you, right? Well, now StringBuffer, the first constructor is the very clear, right? So StringBuffer SB is equal to new StringBuffer of default initial capacity 16. What is the incremental capacity? 16 will become 34, 34 will become 70. Like that I covered very clearly, right? So sometimes my requirement is, I know 1000 characters I want to add in this StringBuffer. 1000 character I want to add. Then first create 16, and then 34, and then 70, and then 142, and then 286. Okay, like never be recommended. Unnecessary performance is going to be down. Keep on create new object. Performance is going to be down. Memory problem will be there. Why don't you create a bigger StringBuffer object at the beginning only? Regarding 1000 characters we are going to add, then obviously create a bigger StringBuffer object at the beginning only. So we have such a type of flexibility also. What is that? Is StringBuffer buffer SB is equal to new StringBuffer of StringBuffer SB is equal to new StringBuffer of int initial capacity. Int initial capacity. Sir, how much capacity you require? How much capacity you require? 1000 capacity I require. Specify, then a bigger StringBuffer object will be created at the beginning only. So like 1000. Sir, let me show this one. Have a look once. I want to create StringBuffer with 1000 capacity. So if I'm not mentioning here any capacity, what the default capacity? Please respond. What the default capacity? 16. Okay. Let me compile. Yes, what the answer we are getting? 16 is the answer, sir. Sir, I want 1000 capacity. I want 1000 capacity. Now what is the capacity? A bigger string buffer object got created with how much capacity, sir? 1000. That's why if I can ask SP dot capacity 1000, by default you are going to get. Observe carefully here. See. Now, what the answer we are going to get, sir? Sir, 1000. Is it clear for all of it? So, based on our requirement, we can create bigger string buffer object at the beginning only if you want to add more number of characters. Okay, well. Sir, now, what is the next thing we have to discuss? Sir, once 1000 completed, whenever we are trying to add 1000th character, then a bigger string buffer object will be created with the current capacity plus 1 into 2. The formula is always same. So up to 1000 characters rule, happily you can add. So once 1000 characters completed, then only the formula will come in the picture. Okay, well. So next, the third one. Okay, take very special care, a bit dangerous thing. A bit dangerous constructor, observe that. Have you remembered? For the given string buffer, I want to create an equivalent string object. In the string class constructors I covered, string s is equal to new string of string buffer. For the given string, I want to create an equivalent string buffer. Sir, this is about my requirement. For the given string, can you please create an equivalent string buffer? How you can? String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of sir string yes. Are you getting string yes? Sir, now for the given string, an equivalent string buffer will be created. Are you getting? For the given string, an equivalent string buffer will be created. But here, one small twist is there. What is that twist is? You have to identify. What is that one is? Observe that. Observe very carefully, sir. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Valid or not? Valid. For the given string, I am creating an equivalent string buffer object. Okay. Now, system.out.println SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. For the answer. Respond, man. What the answer? SB dot capacity. What the capacity of this string buffer? 5 is the capacity. R 16 is the capacity. R 16 into 5, 80 is the capacity. R 16 plus 5, 21 is the capacity. Can you please confirm what the answer we are going to get? So what is the capacity for this string buffer? Default initial capacity is 16. Now that 16 story is applicable in this constructor or not? Yes? I'm sure among these 4 options, definitely 2 options we can able to remove. Two options you can remove. If I can ask the same question in my offline sessions, everyone is going to tell, sir, very simple. Can you please remove these 2? The answer can be either 5 or 16. Either 5 because 5 characters are there. Durga, D-U-R-G-A, 5 characters are there. That is the capacity. Or otherwise default initial capacity 16. Maybe 16 is the capacity like. So, please make sure if you are creating string buffer for the given string, what is the capacity of this string buffer is 5 or 16. Guess something. Hey, guess something. Keep one answer in your mind. 5 or 16. 100% pakka. The answer is 21. Are you getting what the answers are? 21 itself is the answer. How, sir? How like? Very simple. Observe the formula. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of string S creates an equivalent string buffer for the given string with the capacity is equal to S dot length, what is the length of the string plus 16. This is the capacity. S dot length plus 16. This is the formula which is going to be happen internally. Now, sir, what is the S dot length? S dot length means 5. 5 plus 16. Its value is 21. Sir, is it real? Can you please execute and show? You people may ask. Now observe carefully. Here, string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Regarding Durga, SB dot capacity. Okay, what is the answer we are going to get? Observe very carefully, sir. Is it 5 or 16 or 21 or 80? Observe. What is the answer we are getting? 21 itself is the answer. I hope everyone can able to see. So these are three constructors present inside string buffer class. Of course, one more is there, not that much important. Mainly, these constructors are there. What the first one? Default initial capacity 16. Next, the second one with the specified initial capacity. Third one, sir, create an equivalent string buffer for the given string with the capacity is equal to S dot length plus 16. These are the things what you people should be aware related to constructors concept. Clear, right? All the people are in a position to understand? Yes? Sir, in the last videos, we covered very clearly constructors of string buffer. Now let me talk about what are various important methods are there related to string buffer object. Okay, very, very simple. The first method, public int length. Are you getting what the first methods are? Length. Length means how many characters present in string buffer. Are you getting? It is the length, number of characters. Already I told. Next, sir, public int capacity. Are you getting? Public int capacity. Sir, now capacity means total how many characters string buffer can accommodate. Total how many characters a string buffer can accommodate is the capacity of the string buffer. Okay, well. Sir, now third one, sir. Already this method we discussed. In string case, same method. Public char, sir, char yet. Public char yet. Character yet specified index. Character yet specified index like this, right? Suppose I'm taking string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. Like this I'm taking. System.out.println SB dot char yet of 3. Sir, in the string class, same example we took. I hope you remember. SB dot char yet of 3. Yet the third index, which character is there? Are you getting a third index? Which character is there? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? 3 means G is there, sir. Okay, well. Now, system.out.println SB dot char yet of 30. SB dot character of 30. In the case of string, we got string index out of bounds exception. Have you remembered string index out of bounds exception? Because 30 index not possible. Here 0 to 4 is the only valid range of indexes. Total 5 characters means 0 to 4. Now sb dot caret of 30 like this, right? Now what is the, which character locating at 30 index? 30 index is not there. That's why immediately we are going to get exception. Can you please tell which exception we are going to get? String index out of bounds exception or string buffer index out of bounds exception? Can you please guess? What is this concept? Is it the string concept or string buffer? Is it string or string buffer? String buffer. That's why we are going to get string. Can you please tell? String buffer index. String buffer index out of bounds exception. String buffer index out of bounds exception. But make sure there is no such type of exception in Java. We have only string index out of bounds exception only. Whether it is the string or string buffer, we are always going to get what? String index out of bounds exception. Okay. Let me show this caret method. Observe that, sir. Here, SB, string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. SB dot caret of 3 I am taking, sir. If I can take SB dot caret of 3, what the answer? 3, what the answer? G itself is the answer, sir. Now, SB dot caret of 30 I am taking. If I can take 30, yes, the code compiles fine. What the answer, sir? It is the string index out of bounds exception. String index out of bounds exception, but not the string buffer index out of bounds exception. Are you getting? So there is no string buffer index out of bounds exception, just a simply string index out of bounds exception. Everyone can able to understand, right? So which methods are there? Length method, capacity method, char get method. You should aware. So the next important method related to string buffer, observe that. Here, public void, the return type of this method is void, sir. Set char yet. Can you please set character yet int index comma char new char like this, right? What is the meaning of this one? Whatever character locating at this index, can you please replace with this character? Can you please replace set char yet? Can you please replace the character present at specified index with this new character? That's about my requirement, right? Okay, how you can? Very simple. Here, string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Java. Like this I'm taking. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Java like. Now, SB dot set char yet. SB dot set char yet. Boss, can you please say, sir, get 0 index character with y like this. Can you please replace the character present at 0 index? 0 index means j. Can you please replace this with the y? Okay. Now system.out.println SB. So here Java 0th character replace with the y. Now automatically, what is the answer by default you are going to get? Sir, Java. Don't ask what is Java, sir. Just I'm telling some small example for you. Have a look once. Sir, here string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Java is there. SB dot set char get of 0. Can you please replace the character locating at 0 index with this y? SOP of SB. What answer we are going to get, sir? The code compiles fine. Very simple. The answer is Java. Itself is the answer we are going to get. Clear, friends? Any doubt? So this is set char get method. Okay. Next, the most commonly used method. You people should be aware, sir. Append method. Even we use multiple times append method, sir. Append. For string buffer, append is the most commonly used method. Public public. The return type of string buffer append method is string buffer only. Public string buffer append. Append is the method. Append. Can you please confirm what is the output for the append method? I mean, what is the argument for the append method? What the argument? SB dot append of software, something like. Are you getting? So string is the argument. String is the argument. Like this, right? Observe append method, string is the argument. Now take a bit very special care. The append method argument need not be string. You can take any type. Boolean you can take. String value you can take. Int value you can take. Byte value you can take. There are multiple append methods are available. Okay? Append of byte value you can take. Next, int value you can take. Long value you can take. Are you getting? Float value you can take. Double value you can take. So multiple append methods are available. Okay? All these methods, if you observe, method name is the same, but the arguments are different. Method name is the same, but the arguments are different. This type of concept is called overloading. These methods are called what? Overloaded methods. Are you getting? Overloaded methods. Remember this one. So now, let me go for a small chota example. Then you can able to understand, right? But please make sure there are multiple append methods are available for the string buffer. All these methods, any type of argument you can append for the string buffer acceptable. Okay? Here, very simple example. Let me take, sir. I'm taking string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. I'm taking string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. I'm not taking anything. Sir, SB dot append of pi value is, I'm taking, sir, pi value is. Okay. What is this one? What the argument I'm passing? String argument. So append method string argument is allowed. Next, SB dot append of 3.14 I'm taking. Now which argument I'm passing? Double argument. 3.14 is what type? Double type, right? Now SB dot append of pi value is 3.14. SB dot append of it is exactly again string argument. SB dot append of true I'm taking, sir. True means Boolean value. Are you getting? So method is the same. Sometimes string argument, sometimes double argument, sometimes string argument, sometimes Boolean argument. Now system.out.println of SB. Are you getting? SOP of SB. What the answers are? Pi value is 3.14. It is exactly true. This is the answer by default we are going to get. So don't feel append is always going to applicable only for string argument. For double argument, Boolean argument, int values, like for any type of argument, happily you are allowed to take for append method. Let me execute this code. Have a look once. Here I'm taking, sir, string buffer SB is equal to like this. Sir, SB dot append of pi value is like I'm taking pi value is, sir, here SB dot append of sir, pi value is 3.14. Sir, it is exactly next, and after that it is exactly true I'm taking, sir. It's exactly true. Like observe that. So sometimes we are adding string argument, sometimes we are adding double argument, sometimes string argument, sometimes double argument, right? SOP of SB. But the answer by default you are going to get. Just have a look once. Observe carefully, sir. Now pi value is a 3.14, it is exactly true. Like this it's going to provide. Means that, sir, any type of argument, happily we are allowed to take for the string buffer. Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand, right? Clear? Sir, just we covered append method. In the case of append, the data is always going to be at last position. Every time at last, next slide. But now my requirement is, boss, I don't want to add my data in the last position. Can you please add the yet specified location, second index, third index, like I want to specify. Then we should go for insert method. Are you getting? Then we should go for what? Insert method, right? Public string buffer, insert of int index, comma, string s. Can you please insert this string at this index position? At this index position, like this, right? Do you know? Get the specified index in the middle, maybe in the second index, fourth index onward. I want to add. Then we should require to go for insert is the method. But append is always going to add at last. But I don't want it last. At the beginning or second index position, third index position, I want to do that. Then we should go for insert method. Okay, like. Sir, for the insert also, you can take, sir, any argument type. Need not be string always. Int index, comma, double value, comma, boolean value. Are you getting boolean value? Next, char value, like, sir, you can. So, insert method is the same. Argument types are different. Instead of string, you can take double. Instead of double, you can take boolean, char. That's why it is also overloaded methods. Are you getting? It's also overloaded methods. So, multiple overloaded insert methods are there. Multiple overloaded append methods are there. Sir, it is exactly same as append only. Only difference, instead of adding content at last, it is going to add at our specified position. Beyond that, nothing. Let me go for a small example. Here, observe that. I'm taking string buffer. SB is equal to new string buffer of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. This is about my string buffer content. Now, SB dot insert of 2, X, Y, Z. I'm taking, sir. Can you please add the X, Y, Z at a second index place? At second index place, like so. If I print SOP of SB, what the answers are? So 0 and 1 index AB. And then get second index X, Y, Z, like that, second index onwards. Now the remaining C, D, E, F, G, H, this is the output, sir. Observe that. So X, Y, Z, where it is added, sir? Second index position, like this, right? Sir, it is the need not be string. If you want, you can take boolean value. If you want, you can take int value. You can take double value. Acceptable, right? Let me show this one. Have a look once. Here I'm taking. So string buffer, SB is equal to new string buffer of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, SB dot insert of at a second position. At second position, just I'm trying to add X, Y, Z. Are you getting? At a second position, I'm trying to add X, Y, Z. Sir, SOP of SB. Now have a look once, sir. The code compiles fine. What are the answers, sir? Have you observed? A, B, X, Y, Z, and then C, D, E, F, G, H. Observe that where X, Y, Z added at a second index position onwards, this X, Y, Z added. Sir, instead of string, you can add anything, sir. Boolean value I want to add. True I want to add. Can you please cross check? Where true got added. Okay? Have you observed, right? A, B. Here, true true came in the middle. Are you getting? True came in the middle. Suppose instead of true, 10.56 I'm taking, son. Now have a look once. Now have a look once. 10.56 added yet a second index position onwards. So insert method is exactly same as append method, but the only difference is, sir, append is always going to add at last, but insert is always going to add at our specified position. Clear? Sir, now it's very clear what is append, what is insert, what is the difference between these two things, right? Sir, now next method, if you can able to insert the data, you can perform delete also. Sir, you can insert, you can delete content also from the StringBuffer because it's the mutable, right? Happily you can allow to change the content. That's why delete also possible. If you want to delete the data from the StringBuffer, what is the way? Here, very simple. Public StringBuffer. Okay. Delete of int begin, comma, int end. Are you getting? Int begin, comma, int end. Sir, it deletes characters from begin index to, it deletes the characters from begin index to end -1 index. It deletes the characters from begin index to end -1 index. Remember these ones are begin index to end -1 index. Okay, like this, right? Sir, can you let me explain a small example? Then you can able to understand. But make sure not end -1 index. Suppose I'm taking StringBuffer. SB is equal to new StringBuffer of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Regarding StringBuffer, SB is equal to like, sir, SB dot, here delete of, SB dot delete of, sir, here very simple I'm taking some 2 to 5. SB dot delete of 2 to 5 like this I'm taking. Sir, now system.out.println SB. Regarding SOP of SB, what are the answers are? 2 to 5 means 2 to 4. Begin to n -1. 2 to 4. 2 to 4 means, which one, sir? Can you please observe? 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This part by default will be gone. Now what is the answer we are going to get? A, B, F, G, H. Are you getting? A, B, F, G, H by default we are going to get. So to delete the characters from begin index to end -1 index like this, right? Sir, let me cross check this one. Have a look once. Here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, SB dot delete 2 to 5. If I delete from 2 to 5 means 2 to 5 -1 means 4. 2 to 4 characters by default will be removed, sir. By default will be deleted. Remember that. That's why, sir, what is the output we are going to get? Observe that 2 to 5 character, 2 to 4 characters by default will be removed. Sir, A, B, F, G, H is the answer we are going to get. So everyone can aware what is the purpose of delete method, right? Okay, well. Sir, now next point, take very special case, sir. I want to delete only one character which is locating at fourth index or which is locating at fifth index. Sir, normal delete method to delete a group of characters. No, I don't want to delete. Can you please delete char at fourth index or delete character at fifth index? Like, what is the way? Very simple. Public StringBuffer, delete char at. Have you observed? Delete character at int index. Automatically the character locating at specified index by default will be deleted. Only that particular character will be deleted right now. Have a look once. Have a look once. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H like this, right? Yes, B dot delete char yet SB dot delete char yet of 3 I'm taking, sir. 3. Can you please tell which character is available at third index? Respond. Which character is available at third index? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. D is there. Automatically D by default will be removed, sir. Now let me print SOP of SB. What the answer we are going to get? A, B, C, E, F, G, H. Like this we are going to get, sir. D by default will be gone. Observe carefully. Here, have a look once. Let me execute this code, sir. Public delete char get. Okay. Delete char get. Delete char get. Sir, what is the index I'm taking, sir? Delete char of 3. 3, sir. So, at the third index means 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. D character. By default will be deleted. D character. By default will be deleted. Now, have a look once. Have a look once. What the answer, sir? What the answer we are going to get? A, B, C, E, F, G, H. D by default will be gone. Everyone in the position to understand clearly. So, what is delete and delete char get? Okay, like. Sir, now, next method. Very important. I want to reverse the order. I want to reverse the content. Content like what is the way? Sir, in string, we are not having a reverse method, but in string buffer, reverse method is there. Public, string buffer, reverse method. Regarding what is the method name? Reverse method. Then the order of characters will be reversed automatically. What is the method name? Reverse method, right? Sir, let me go for a small example. A small example, then you can able to get, sir. String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga. New string buffer of Durga. SB dot reverse. SB dot reverse. Reverse like this, right? Now, system dot out dot println of SB. SOP of SB. Sir, what is the answer, sir? Durga reversed, then automatically, sir, A, G, okay, R, U, D, by default we are going to get. Sir, only order of characters will be reversed, not character. Sir, A is there, after reversal, then A will become something like this. No. Characters won't be reversed, sir. Only order will be reversed, agreed. Like this is the output we are going to get. So, reverse, how to reverse the content. Okay, have a look once. What is the method? String buffer, SB is equal to new string buffer of Durga, SB dot reverse. SB dot reverse like this I'm taking, sir. Now, what the answer we are going to get, sir? Here, very simple, sir, agreed. Are you getting? Instead of Durga, now it is reversed, AGRUD, like this we are going to get. Clear, right? So, this is just how to delete a particular character, a group of characters, and how you can able to reverse the content of string buffer. Clear? Yes? Sir, the next set of important methods related to this string buffer. 3 important methods are there. A bit special care you have to take. What is the first one? Set length. Second method, ensure capacity. Next, string to size. What is the meaning of these 3 methods? I will discuss. Observe carefully. First method, sir. Public void set length. What is the method? Set length of int length we have to specify. Public void set length of int length we require to specify. What it means? What is the meaning of this one, sir? Very simple. suppose assume I have string buffer is there. It contain huge content. It contain huge content. I don't want all. Just I want only first 5 characters. Just I want only first 8 characters. Something like. So can you please set the length of this string buffer is 8. If any extra characters are there, remove. I don't want. If less number of characters are there, add space. Add spaces like. Sir, I want exactly 8 characters only. 8 characters length only for this string buffer. Like how you can set length method. Now, string buffer SP is equal new string buffer of. Assume that, sir, Aishwarya, Abhi is there, sir. Aishwarya, Abhi is there. Can you please tell how many characters are there? There are almost around 40, 8 plus 4. Okay, maybe 12 characters are there. I'm not sure. Sir, more number of characters are there. But now my requirement is SB dot set length, SB dot set length of 8. Of 8, sir, I want only 8 characters only. If any remaining characters are there, can you please remove? Can you please remove something like how you can? Sir, observe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, up to Aishwarya. Up to Aishwarya, 8 characters will come. The remaining 4 characters by default will be gone. Now, system.out.println. Okay? SP. What the answer we are going to get, sir? Aishwarya. Like we are going to get. Regarding if you want to set the length of the string buffer, for the specified length, happily we can go for what? Set length method. Clear? Let me execute this code. Observe carefully. Here I'm taking string buffer Aishwarya. Aishwarya Abhi. Like this I'm taking, sir. SB dot set length of 8 I'm trying to take. Set length of 8. So SOP of SP. So first 8 characters only it is going to be considered. Regarding first 8 characters only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only first 8 characters will be considered. Let me execute this code. Okay, like very simple. Observe that. Observe carefully. What the answer by default you are getting, sir? Aishwarya like. So, terminology is very clear for you people, right? What is the purpose of set length method? Okay, well. Next, one more method is there, sir. Very dangerous, very useful method. Like, what is that method is? Now observe that. Public void ensure capacity. What is the method name? Ensure capacity of int capacity. Ensure capacity of int capacity. Like this, right? Sir, what is the meaning of this one? Ensure capacity of int capacity. What it means, sir? Very simple. Very simple, sir. Suppose assume I created an empty string buffer. String buffer SP is equal to new string buffer. Can you please tell what is the default initial capacity? Respond. What is the default initial capacity? The default initial capacity is 16. 16. An empty string buffer object with the default initial capacity 16, sir. Okay, well, 16 like this. Now the next thing, what we are going to do, sir, after creating this, I came to know that 1000 characters we are going to add. Are you getting? I came to know after already I created, but now I realized that 1000 characters we are going to add. Oh, okay. Can you please increase dynamically based on your requirement? Sir, I want to increase up to 1000. 1000 capacity I want to take that. Then SB dot ensure capacity. Are you getting? SB dot ensure capacity. Ensure capacity of 1000. Are you getting how much capacity I ensured? SP dot ensure capacity of 1000. System.out.println SB dot capacity. Like this I'm asking. So if I can ask SP dot capacity, now what is the capacity? Now it is not 16, it is 1000. Remember. So based on our requirement, if you want to increase capacity dynamically, then we require to go for what? Ensure capacity method. Any doubt? Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand? Let me execute this code. Observe carefully, right? Here I'm taking string buffer SB is equal to new string buffer like SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. Capacity like this, right? SB dot capacity. Okay. Sir, what is the default initial capacity? What the default initial capacity? 16. You know already. 16 is the default initial capacity, right? But now my requirement is SB dot ensure capacity. Ensure capacity of 1000. SB dot ensure capacity of 1000. Now let me check what is the capacity now. Here see this one. What is the capacity? Capacity now. Observe. At the beginning, it is a 16, but now SP dot set ensure capacity. Are you getting what the method? There is a small mistake is there. Just observe a bit very carefully. Am I doing any mistake? 1 minute. Any spelling mistake? Ensure. Have you observed? Have you observed? Ensure capacity. Ensure capacity. SP dot ensure capacity. Small spelling mistake is there. What it is telling? Ensure. Are you getting? There is a small spelling mistake. Is there? I corrected. Don't worry. Sir, now what is the answer we are going to get, sir? Yes. Can you please cross check? Now it is 1000. Are you getting? But at the beginning it is 16. But after executing this method, it is 1000 like this, right? So what is the purpose of ensure capacity? To increase capacity based on our requirement on fly. Then we can go forward, ensure capacity. Clear, right? Next, there is one more method is available, sir. What the next method is? Okay, very important method. Take a bit special care. Scenario I will explain so that you people can able to understand easily, right? Sir, I'm taking SB string buffer. SB is equal to string buffer. SB is equal to new string buffer of 1000, right? Can you please tell what is the capacity of this string buffer? Respond, man. What is the capacity of this string buffer? 1000. How many characters you can add? 1000 characters you can add, no problem. Because I thought that 1000 characters we are going to add to this string buffer. That's why bigger string buffer object I created, right? Okay, well. Now, SB dot append of, okay, A, B, C, I appended, right? Now, sir, SOP of SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. It is 1000 only. It's 1000 because up to 1000 characters you can add, but you added only 3 characters. 1000 characters you can add, but only 3 characters. So what is the capacity? 1000 only. 1000 only, right? But now I realized that I won't add. I don't want to add no more characters. This is enough. This is enough. No more characters. I don't want to add no more character. Then immediately, what about remaining 997 memory locations? Waste. You took 1000 capacity string buffer. You added only 3. And you won't add any more extra. Then the remaining 997 memory locations waste to deallocate that memory. To deallocate that extra allocated memory, what I have to take is SB dot. Can you please guess what is the method? Respond. Consider up to length only. Remaining memory, allocated memory, can you please deallocate? SB dot trim to size. What is the method name? Trim to size. Up to these 3 characters only, it is going to consider. Remaining memory will be deallocated. Now, let me cross check. System.out.println SB dot capacity. SB dot capacity. Now, what is the capacity, sir? Only 3 capacity. Because the remaining 997 memory locations deallocated. Now capacity is the 3. length is the 3 like this, right? So to improve memory utilization, even this type of support is also there in the case of StringBuffer. So what is the next methods are? Public void trim to size. Are you getting? Public void trim to size method. Extra allocated free memory. Can you please deallocate? Extra allocated free memory. Can you please deallocate? Then we should require to go for trim to size method. Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand clearly, right? This is what you people should aware clearly, right? Let me execute this code. Observe carefully, right? Here I'm taking StringBuffer SB is equal to StringBuffer of 1000 capacity I created, sir. SB dot append of ABC. SB dot append of ABC, like. Sir, after adding 3 characters, what is the capacity? Obviously 1000. Obviously 1000 capacity only. Okay, let me execute. What is the capacity? 1000 only, right? Now I decided, I won't add any more characters. SB dot trim to size. SB dot trim to size, like this, right? Now system dot out dot println SB dot capacity. Are you getting what is the capacity now? Trim to size. So all extra allocated free memory will be deallocated. Only 3 length capacity only it's going to consider. Remaining memory locations will be allocated. Then obviously for the answer we are going to get only 3 capacity only. Observe that carefully, sir. Here I'm taking. Now compiles fine. The answer we are going to get only 3. Are you getting? Only 3. I'm not printing length. I'm trying to print capacity only. Now the capacity will become what? 3 like this, right? Okay. These are very important special methods for the StringBuffer. Set length method. So to consider only specified length, extra characters will be removed automatically. Or if less number of characters are there, spaces will be added. Next, ensure capacity. To increase capacity on fly based on our requirement, ensure capacity method. Trim to size, if any waste free memory is there, will be deallocated. So then we should require to go for trim to size. Clear, right? These are various important methods related to StringBuffer concept. Clear, right? Sir, in the last videos, we covered very clearly about StringBuffer, what methods are there, what constructors are there. It's very clear the behavior of StringBuffer. Sir, already StringBuffer is there. Why we should go for next level StringBuilder? Okay, what is the next StringBuilder? What is the need of this concept in Java? Very simple. There is a problem with the StringBuffer. Okay, there are some situations where StringBuffer cannot be used. Sir, what problem? What is the problem with the StringBuffer? Very simple, sir. Every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized. Remember this. Every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized. Sir, you discussed several methods. You never wrote the synchronizer keyword? Yes, I know I didn't write, but at last, as a single line conclusion to conclude, now I'm telling, sir, every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized. Sir, if a method is synchronized, at a time, how many threads are allowed to operate that method on the given object? Sir, only one thread. That's why only one thread. So on the StringBuffer object, at a time, how many threads are allowed to operate? only one thread, only one thread. Once the first thread completed, then only second thread is going to get in the chance. Once a second thread completed, then only third thread will get the chance. The threads are required to execute one by one. It increases waiting time of the threads and the performance is going to be down, man. Are you getting? So what is the problem with the StringBuffer? Every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized. Hence, at a time, only one thread is allowed to operate on the StringBuffer object. So because of that, it increases waiting time of the threads and creates performance problems. To overcome this problem, in 1.5 version, some people, Java people introduced StringBuilder concept. Regarding what the concepts are? In Java, in 1.5 version, some people, Java people introduced StringBuilder concept, right? Okay. Sir, what the advantage? That part I will take care, don't worry. First, every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized or not. Let me show, sir. Observe carefully. Here I am taking Java P command to check profile of a particular class. Java.lang.StringBuffer I am taking. Java.lang.StringBuffer. Java P. Java.lang.StringBuffer. Buffer like this I am taking, sir. Now observe this one. There are multiple methods are available. Sir, have you observed? Multiple methods are there. Length method, synchronizer. Capacity method, synchronizer. Ensure capacity method, synchronizer. Trim to size, set length, char get, code point like offset like get chars like. All these methods, have you observed? Append like all these methods are synchronizer methods only. Remember that. I hope you people are able to see synchronized here. I hope you can able to see synchronized here, sir. Synchronized like everywhere you can able to see synchronized. So every method present inside StringBuffer is synchronized. At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate on the given synchronized StringBuffer object. So performance problems and increases waiting time of threads. That's why for multi-threaded environment, StringBuffer concept cannot be used. Okay, because performance wise it's going to be affected like anything. To overcome this problem, we should go for what? StringBuilder concept, which came in 1.5 version. Clear, right? Then what is the difference between StringBuffer and StringBuilder? Do you know? Just between StringBuffer and StringBuilder, only two differences are there. How many differences, right? Only two differences. What is the first difference is? Listen carefully, sir. Actually, it is not a complete brand new concept. The Java people made a small change. What is that is? Sir, I have StringBuffer.java file is there. What is this one? Can you please observe? StringBuffer.java file is there, sir. .java file is there. Do you know what they did is, what the Java people did is, they opened StringBuffer.java. They opened this one StringBuffer.java. First change, what they did is, wherever buffer is there, replace with the builder. Are you getting? Wherever buffer is there, replace with the builder. Replace with the builder. Wherever synchronized keyword is there, okay, remove that synchronized keyword. Wherever synchronized keyword is there, remove that synchronized keyword. Now, sir, instead of StringBuffer, save StringBuilder.java. Are you getting? So, it is not brand new concept. So, what they did is, in the StringBuffer, wherever synchronized keyword is there, remove that. Now all the methods will become non-synchronized. Wherever buffer word is there, replace with the builder word. Beyond that, nothing. So that's why every method present inside StringBuffer is exactly same as StringBuilder method only. All constructors, all methods exactly copy paste the StringBuffer methods and constructors into StringBuilder. That's why for StringBuilder, we are not required to discuss any methods. We are not required to discuss any constructor. Whatever constructors we covered in the case of StringBuffer, same applicable for StringBuilder. whatever methods we covered, append method, insert method, delete method, like whatever methods we covered for the string buffer, same methods copy paste in the string builder. Only one difference. What is the difference? Their synchronized method, but these non-synchronized methods in string builder. That's why non-synchronized version of string buffer is nothing but string builder. Sir, multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously. No problem at all. If you have such a type of requirement, better to go for what? String builder. Sir, at a time, only one thread is allowed to operate. Data consistency problem. At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate. Then we should require to go for what? String buffer concept. Observe the difference. Non-synchronized version, string builder, synchronized version, string buffer. But methods, constructors, everything is always the same, like no other difference, right? Clear for all, right? That's all. String builder concept completed. Are you getting? String builder, you spend almost 4 to 5 hours on string concept. Next, at least 1 hour or 1.5 hours on string buffer. But string builder, matter of 2 minutes. Matter of 2 minutes, only 2 changes. Remove synchronizer keyword, replace buffer word with the builder word. Nothing will be there, sir. Clear? Now I will explain all differences between string buffer and string builder. Very important question for the interview room. What is the difference between string buffer and string builder? You should be in a position to answer very clearly, right? Observe that. Observe carefully, sir. Most of the methods present inside string buffer are synchronized. Almost every method present inside string buffer are synchronized. Are you getting? But what about string builder? No method is synchronized. String builder is non-synchronized version of string buffer. That's why no method present inside string builder is synchronized. If you open synchronized string builder.java, you never going to see synchronized keyword first. Observe that carefully, right? Next, sir, as every method is synchronized, at a time, how many threads are allowed to operate? Only one thread. Only one thread. First thread. Once first thread completed, then only second thread. Once a second thread completed, then only third thread. That's why thread safety is there for the string buffer object. Okay? At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate on string buffer object, and hence it is a thread safe. Are you getting? At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate on string buffer object, and hence it is the thread safe. Remember. Sir, what about this one? At a time, multiple threads are allowed to operate. Because methods are not synchronized, threads are not required to wait. All the threads are allowed to operate simultaneously on the same string buffer object. Sir, at a time, multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously to operate on string builder object, and hence it is not thread safe. Thread safety is not there for string buffer, but the string builder, but thread safety is there for the string buffer. Clear, right? Okay, well. Sir, next, threads are required to wait to operate on string buffer object. Yes, obviously, threads are required to wait to operate on string buffer object, and hence relatively performance is low. Sir, after completing first thread, then only second thread. After completing second thread, then only third thread. Threads are required to operate. Sir, do you know, one by one, performance is going to be down because threads are required to wait. So until getting the chance, performance is low. But what about this one? Threads are not required to wait to operate on string builder object, and hence relatively performance is high. Are you getting? And hence relatively performance is high. Okay, well. Sir, next, introduced in which version, sir? String buffer. From 1.0 version onwards, string buffer is there. But string builder is the new concept which came in which version, sir? 1.5 version. Okay, it is a newly added concept in the 1.5, but string buffer from beginning onwards it's already there. Clear for all, right? So what is the difference between string buffer and a string builder? The most valuable important question. You should be in a position to give left and right to the interview person. Clear for all, right? Sir, in the last videos, we covered very clearly about string buffer, string builder. Almost this is the time to combine the things. Sir, here, when we should go for string concept, string buffer concept, string builder concept, can you please explain? Okay, string versus string buffer versus string builder, right? Sir, very simple. When we should go for string concept, just observe. If the content is fixed, sir, content is not going to change. If the content is fixed, won't change frequently. The content is not going to change frequently. Highly recommended, better to go for string concept, right? So, because if the content is always fixed, highly recommended to go for string concept. So, because this same content can be reused multiple times, we are not required to create separate new objects. Obviously, performance improvement, memory utilization by default will be improved. That's why. So, if the content is fixed, won't change frequently, then we should go for what? Okay, string concept. Okay, well. But my requirement is, observe that carefully. Content is not fixed. Content is not fixed. Keep on changing, just like a comment. Tomorrow we can edit the comment with some more add. Now we can remove some part of the comment, like, so it's not fixed. Keep on changing. If the content is not fixed, keep on changing, but thread safety is required. At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate. Then we require to go for string buffer concept. Regarding then we should go for string buffer concept. Okay, when we should go for string buffer, if the content is not fixed, keep on changing, but thread safety is required. At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate. Then we should go for string buffer, because every method present inside string buffer is always synchronized. At a time, only one thread is allowed to operate. That's why by default, string buffer object is always thread safe. Sir, I want thread safety. Content, keep on changing, content is not fixed. Then better to go for string buffer concept, right? Okay, well. Sir, when we should go for string builder concept? When we should go for string builder? Very simple, sir. Content is not fixed, keep on changing. Content is not fixed, keep on changing. But I don't want a thread safety. Multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously on my object. Then we require to go for string builder concept. Are you getting? If you don't want a thread safety and the content keep on changing, then we require to go for string builder concept. Can you please tell how many threads are allowed to operate simultaneously? How many threads are allowed to operate simultaneously? Multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously. That's why then we should require to go for what? String builder concept. Remember this one, sir. So, if the content is fixed, won't change frequently, then string is the concept. If the content is not fixed, keep on changing, then we can go for either string buffer or string builder. If you want a thread safety, string buffer. If you don't want thread safety, then better to go for what? String builder. Clear for all, right? Now, I have one small doubt. Can you please tell, string object, is it thread safe or not? String object, is it thread safe or not? String buffer is always thread safe, but string builder is not thread safe because multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously. What about string object? Is it thread safe or not? The people who don't know thread safety, so just as of now, assume, sir, we can't modify multiple people simultaneously. Okay, such a type of nature is called thread safety. In multi-threading, I will explain in detail. Sir, can you please tell, string is a thread safe or not? Respond. Is it thread safe or not? Okay, string is always thread safe. Always thread safe. The reason for that is, once we create a string object, we are not allowed to perform any changes in the existing object. If any person trying to perform any change, with that, a new object by default will be created. So, is it possible to perform any changes in the existing object? No. That's why. So it is always thread safe. Not only strings, sir. All immutable objects in Java, all wrapper class object. Tomorrow, if you are going to create your own test class immutable object, sir, all immutable objects by default thread safe, because no one is allowed to perform modification in the existing object. Clear, right? So when we should go for string, when we should go for string buffer, when we should go for string builder. Next and after that, string and string buffer objects are thread safe, but string builder object is not thread safe. Clear?